In Health Talk, listen to this, a cure for aging. A biomedical gerontologist predicts preventative geriatrics in the future. Aubrey de Grey says someday people will go to doctors for gene and stem cell therapies, for immune stimulation, and it will keep them actually in good shape. Currently, every year we see an average of 3 months added to life expectancy, and to date, the world's longest living person on record lived to 122 in Japan. So how do we really know what we see and hear about different foods is actually true? Like, for example, the word natural products. What does that really mean? Now, the FDA has refused to give natural a specific and narrow definition. The USDA says the label can be given to anything without artificial ingredients or added colors, or if it's minimally processed. Still, that's rarely regulated. So when you're out shopping, how do you really know what's best? Dr. Marcia Costello is a registered dietitian and a professor at Villanova University. Thanks for coming in tonight.
You're welcome.
Define this for me here, because natural seems to be very vague. So how come so many of these companies have gotten away with this? Case in point, we saw last month that Ben & Jerry's had to change its labeling because its ice cream contains alkalized cocoa, corn syrup, hydrogenated oil. It's clearly not natural ice cream. And a new study reveals environmental factors have an impact on autism. In fact, it may be as important as genetics. Joining me now is Chief of Pediatrics at the Department of Children's Regional Hospital at Cooper, Dr. Michael Goodman. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
This study really resonates. Explain what they found. It's interesting because, you know, obviously parents tend to blame themselves if anything goes wrong with the child. There was a period when there was this belief that autism was connected to a woman's lack of warmth. That was the whole age of refrigerator mothers, proven not to be true. And then it was all this research about genetics. And now, as you're mentioning, the environmental factor of taking care of ourselves. Dr. Anthony Mazzarelli from Cooper University Hospital joining me now. Good to see you.
Great to be here.
A lot of companies are doing this. Macy's, starting July 1st, and I talked to Macy's today, is starting this program where basically you got to check a box to see if you're a smoker. And if you do, they're going to charge you $35 more a month into your health care, unless you go to a smoke-free or cessation program.
And Macy's is $420, Pepsi's $600 a year. I mean, companies are cracking down on this.
What do you think about this? Is that fair? Well, I know they're implementing a lot of preventative programs. Macy's told me today that they're doing something where they're asking women, you know, if they get their mammograms, they'll enter them into a sweepstakes. And some companies are going so far and they're saying, if you get your blood pressure, if you get your weight checked, if you get your cholesterol, you know, then we won't charge you these higher fees. Turning to health news this evening, a man traveling around South Jersey for 4 days over Easter weekend may have exposed people to the measles virus. And now health officials are urging people all across the region to retrace their steps to find out if they cross this man's path. So joining me now to discuss what this means for people in the affected areas is Dr. Judy Larkin. Thanks for being with us. Should people panic here? Another great story out of today, and this was in the American Academy of Pediatrics releasing this information of this new checklist to detect autism. They're saying you can do this checklist in 5 minutes. Tell me a little bit about that and how it could diagnose as early as 1. I was just telling my coworker Thomas the other day, I need to whiten my teeth. He's like, I need to whiten my teeth. I'm like, Thomas, you have the whitest teeth I've ever seen. And so we were debating what kind you use. So you brought in a whole bunch of the top things.
Yes, we got a variety of different products for you.
So this is the one you really want to do. And then you can always get that blue light, I think. Is that what it's called? When you go in and the dentist, you know, numbs your mouth and does it for you?
Well, busy professionals want it to be whitened like that.
Right.
So they basically created this product that in 2 hours your teeth are white.
You'd have to knock me out. I'd be so nervous.
In addition to that, you need whitening trays because the color doesn't last for more than 2-3 months. If you don't do maintenance, the color goes away.
There you have it. Dr. Tao, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
I am ready to whiten my teeth again.
3-year-old Bennett and 6-year-old Nathan Falcone are happy, playful young boys, but their lives are severely different from other children. They suffer from a rare disorder called progeria, which causes premature aging.
The hardest part for me is that just looking at my kids is painful, you know, because I can see the things that, the changes that are happening.
I want, you know, to be able to do, you know, have my kids in T-ball and have them do the normal, you know, kid stuff and you know, their future. And so when you start to really thinking about things in that perspective, it's obviously very, very, hard.
Phyllis and Mark Falcone watch every step they take, every movement, because they are so fragile and prone to fractures.
They have a hard time getting up off the floor, and it's like, it's like you're looking at an old person, Nathan especially, he's 6, he should be bouncing off the floor.
Progeria is a genetic disorder with an average lifespan of 13 years, but because the boys have a particular strain called mandibuloacral dysplasia, the Falcones don't know how long they have to live.
Like Nathan will say, talk about being a dad someday. So, and that's hard. Because, that's most likely not going to happen.
The family travels to Boston every 6 months to take part in a clinical trial. The boys go through numerous tests. They are poked and prodded as doctors try desperately to understand progeria and find a cure. The Falcones are trying to raise awareness so they can give their sons a real future.
We just want to, raise the money to, give him the best possible chance at that.
Once again, Nathan and Bennett are the only 2 children in the U.S. with this rare form of progeria. If you want to know more about this disorder and how you can help, just go to our website and click on the Scene on TV tab. In Erdenheim, Lauren Cohn, Fox 29 News. Jenny Wiley-Lagath is 8 months pregnant. She has 2 boys, 8-year-old Jack and 5-year-old Will. Will has autism. Eager to learn more about the disorder, Jenny agreed to participate in a local program called the Early Study, which looks at external factors as potential reasons why children are born with autism.
There's no more important goal than finding the causes, which will hopefully lead us to the cures for autism.
Every few months, lab technicians take samples from Jenny's Morristown, New Jersey home. They collect dust from the floor and furniture. They also take inventory of what she eats, what vitamins she takes, her brand of cleaning supplies. She has to answer all types of questions about her lifestyle. Plus, blood samples are studied during pregnancy and delivery time. Drexel University professor Craig Newshafer, the lead investigator, says genetics is not the only factor here.
There's room that part of this could be due to something that is increasing in the environment.
The research team will be following Jenny and her baby's development for the next 3 years. They will conduct tests at 6 months, a year, 2 years, and 36 months. And right now, 250 families are enrolled.
When Will was younger and I noticed he wasn't reaching some of the same developmental milestones that Jack was, I wondered what could possibly be different. They're both our children, both raised in the same house, same 2 parents. What could be causing this for one child when the other child was fine.
The study follows pregnant women who already have one child with autism because the second child is at greater risk.
It's scary. It's a leap of faith. We don't know what's going to happen. We have all the best hopes in the world for this child.
In Morristown, New Jersey, Lauren Cohn, Fox 29 News. Dr. Oz promises a season this year like no other. Tapings are already underway. It's an elaborate setup and busy staff that make his show the success it is today.
Today, I'm giving you everything you need to succeed.
But Dr. Oz's #1 priority, get you healthier. So here are his top 3 weight loss tips.
Cut out the white foods. This is critically important. People think if they eat fat, it'll make them fat. Yeah, if you eat too much fat, it will. But that's not the main reason that we are obese in Philadelphia. The main driver of obesity are the white sugars, the white rices, the white pastas. #2, it's all about physical activity. Look, I'm not asking you to go run like Rocky did up the steps at the Museum of Art. I'm looking for simple things, a walk you can take to get you a little bit breathy. And the 3rd topic is all about self-esteem. If you don't think you're worth it, then no, you're not going to lose weight.
As I got a backstage look at all his props and plans for the show, I discovered our hometown Philly doctor just turned 50, and he says there are 3 top vitamins to keep you looking good.
Top 3 vitamins without question. Vitamin D, especially in the Philly area in the winter months, because we don't get long rays of the sun on our bodies long enough to get us the vitamin D that we need. So I recommend 1,000 units a day, at least, of vitamin D. #2, omega-3 fats. 60% of your brain is made of fat. If you don't have enough fat in your brain, you're not going to be thinking things through as readily as you should. A 3rd item to give you, it would probably be vitamin C. You don't have to take it as a supplement as much as you need to take it in the fruits and vegetables that you should be eating anyway.
They're stressed, they constantly text and spend most of their time stuck in front of a computer. Some would call that a recipe for disaster for college students, one that tips the scale. But in today's digital age, could mobile devices be the vehicle to a healthier lifestyle?
It really did change my life.
21-year-old Alexandra Chappelle took part in a Temple study that used Facebook and texting to help her lose weight. When she started, she was 188 pounds.
Getting a text in the morning was kind of more motherly than embarrassing than going to a doctor or a dietitian who's already looking perfect.
The program, designed by Temple University's Dr. Melissa Napolitano, used a Healthy Al Facebook page and daily text to motivate the students. 52 took part. One group just received info on Facebook.
With a healthier snack, like a 100-calorie portion of popcorn.
Videos, recipes, support chats. The second group was on Facebook and received personalized text.
Send us your calories, weight, and physical activities.
The third group got nothing, and in the end, Group 2 had the most weight loss.
College students in particular are sending a median of 500 texts per day. And so we thought if this is the way that college students are communicating, we wanted to get in there.
In 8 weeks, Alexandra lost 28 pounds. After the program ended, she lost another 20. So she went from 188 to 140 pounds.
Someone that would tell you how to shop when you go grocery store shopping and how to read nutrition labels was so key. That became such a big part of my experience.
She says she's not sure she could have done this without the social media program.
When you put yourself through something like that, it's so hard, but you see some part of you coming out that just makes you want to do it every single day. And it gives you so much confidence. I'm not the same person I was a year ago.
What's really cool about the study is Dr. Napolitano hopes the program will be adopted by Temple to use for all the students. And that could lead to it being used at colleges all across the country. A big step in the fight against obesity. Lauren Cohn, Fox 29 News.